Thinking about selling your home as is in Quincy? Before you do, let's break down what that really means, because as is doesn't mean no responsibility, and it doesn't mean no profit either. I'm Jackie Weisenburger, a full-time real estate agent with Happel here in Quincy. I've worked with hundreds of sellers, including many who've chosen to sell as is, either because they didn't want to make repairs, didn't have the budget for updates, or just needed to move quickly. In this video, I'm walking you through the pros, the pitfalls, and how to make it work in today's local market. Let's start with the basics. When you list your home as is, it means you're selling it in its current condition. You're telling buyers up front, what you see is what you get. You're not going to make cosmetic updates. You're not committing to repairs, and you're pricing the home accordingly, but, and this is important, you still have to disclose known defects under Illinois law. Things like roof leaks, foundation cracks, or non-functioning systems must be disclosed in writing. Selling as is doesn't let you off the hook from being honest with buyers, and hiding major issues can come back to bite you legally after the sale. So why do sellers choose to go this route? Sometimes it's about speed. Maybe you've inherited a property or need to relocate quickly. Other times it's about budget. You know the home needs work, but you'd rather let the buyer handle it and price accordingly. Or maybe the home is just a great investment opportunity for a flipper or investor, and you want to market it that way. That leads to the big question. Who buys as-is homes in Quincy? The answer is broader than you think. Sure, we've got investors and cash buyers in the market, but we also see traditional buyers, especially first-timers, who are willing to take on some repairs if the price and location are right. I've even had buyers use FHA loans or renovation financing to buy as-is homes and roll the repair costs into the mortgage. The key to selling as-is successfully, it's all about strategy. First, pricing. You can't just knock off $5,000 and hope buyers ignore the condition. You need a comparative market analysis that considers similar homes in similar condition. I'll run comps that reflect what other as-is properties have sold for in Quincy, so we land on a number that attracts the right attention without leaving money on the table. Second, photos and marketing. Just because it's an as-is listing doesn't mean it should be poorly presented. I always recommend good photos and a clear, honest listing description. We highlight the positives, whether it's the lot, layout, location, or potential, and we're upfront about what needs work. That builds trust with buyers. Third, flexibility. Selling as is doesn't mean you won't negotiate. It just means you're setting the expectation that the buyer will handle repairs. That said, if a buyer does an inspection and requests something small or asks for a credit instead of a repair, you still have the option to work with them. You're in the driver's seat, but you're not locked in. Let me give you a real example. I helped a seller in Quincy who had a rental property they no longer wanted to manage. The home had some older systems, original carpet, and hadn't been updated in years. We listed it as is, with full disclosure, priced it competitively, and marketed it to local investors and buyers open to renovation. Within a week, we had multiple offers, including one from a young couple who planned to fix it up themselves. They loved the layout, and the seller didn't lift a finger beyond moving out. That's the power of strategic as-is selling. Bottom line, selling your home as is can absolutely work in your favor if you approach it with clarity, honesty, and the right game plan, and that's where I come in. If you're even thinking about selling a home that might not be market perfect, let's talk. I'll walk through the home with you, give you a realistic value estimate, and show you your best options, no pressure, just professional guidance tailored to your needs. I'm Jackie Weisenburger with Happel in Quincy. Call me today for a confidential conversation, and let's decide if as is your best move, or if a small change could bring a big return.